Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about the world window in VRMath2 Editor. So the world window is this window. It's almost the most important one here because that's what we are intending to do to create some 3D virtual world here. As a window, there's a title bar here and you can double click to maximize, double click to return, or you can have this kind of standard closed window, and also drag on the title bar to move. You can minimize, maximize this here as well, maximize, return, and also this one is minimized to become just a bar, and then you can return as well as in all the border corners that you can kind of resize to different size you like. And for quick tidying up, I just click on the designer's workspace, so that is by default the window size. And I'm going to now explain about the toolbar here. So that's the open start a new world. If you have something in here you didn't want quickly, that you can start a new one here, and then you can open and save current world, publish, and so on, and take a picture. And so for example, I can take a picture here and save as a file. I can see that a couple of files has been uploaded or saved. Well, these are probably saved file here, but anyway, give an image name and then you can save. There's quite a few important things here in the 3D window, because we need to navigate. So to navigate in the 3D space is pretty important, and by default the navigation mode is called examine. Examine is kind of drag to rotate the world. So you need to imagine that you are actually spinning the world around, or on the other hand, you may imagine that you are actually going around the world quickly. I rather prefer to think that I'm actually rotating the world here. So that's examine mode. Now under the examine mode, you can scroll the mouse wheel, or if you have, you can sort of drag to rotate, and if you scroll the mouse wheel, which is actually to sort of zoom in and zoom out. All right. And if you hold down the control key and then you drag, then that is called panning the screen to sort of left and right, if you like. So that is really the examine mode, and you've got to try to use some sort of keyboard or combination mouse click to try it out, how to easily bring things or look at things in the 3D world to a location you like to go to. And so just before I move into the other mode here, if you click, you get the other mode here. I would like to continue with examine mode here, for example. If we get lost in the 3D space, always good to restore to the original viewpoint. And this is when we start anew, the viewpoint we have. And if I say disoriented, I can always return to the original view. And then this is another commonly used. It shows everything in space, so it will bring the turtle close to you, and then I'll sort of zoom out a little bit, and I can rotate a little bit to look at closely the turtle is. And here is the upright. It's probably more useful for the other walk or flying space navigation. We'll talk about that later. We can set the rotation center at the moment. At the beginning, the rotation center is at the 0, coordinate, and is where the turtle is now. So if we move the turtle forward 1 meter, and at this time, if you sort of rotate, you feel a bit strange because the rotation center is actually somewhere here at the center of the coordinate system 0, but the turtle is sort of moved 1 forward, and so if you rotate, here is still the rotation center. And if you like to rotate as the turtle as the rotation center, and then you can click on this one, and the turtle now is at the rotation center. So if that is what you expect or you prefer to do, and I'll just return to the viewpoint here. Now better set the rotation center again, so you know that's easier to rotate. Bring the turtle to the bigger to the view. There's always a headlights that you are, like the navigator here, you are wearing headlights on your forehead, and if you turn it off, you know, everything will be dark black here, so you can turn on off at your wish. There's also a grid, just for some reference when you create world, and it's a fixed grid size here. You can turn on off easily. Again, return to viewpoint, bring things in the view here. I'll continue with maybe change the turtle here first. A few avatar or turtle as a reference points that you can choose from. Now by default logo is a kind of turtle. I don't really know the origin of that. It starts from a triangle on screen, and people say that's a turtle, but now you can see a real turtle here, but it doesn't matter because it's really just a reference point. What it matters is really you got to have something that has a heading. So the turtle has a heading, which is good, or you can change the fish if you like, and the fish has a heading, and the fish has its right, left, back, and so on, so you can do that as well. Let's change to a fish, and then there's another jet plane if anyone prefer here, so you can change to jet plane here. There's animation here for fun. And of course, if you are really mathematical, you want to change the axis, change to axis. Here you can see that the red one is actually x axis, and the green is the y, and the blue RGB, the blue here is the z, and where the arrow is pointing to positive direction, positive y, and that's positive z. So that's the default coordinate system for this 3D environment. And quite often during the program that we like to hide the turtle, so well, just hide the turtle. The turtle is still somewhere there, can't be seen, but you know, it's easy enough to show the turtle here. So now we have pretty much explained everything here, except you know we haven't explained about this here. Let me check on the walk and fly here. So it's slightly different navigation here. Say for example, fly in space here. If you now sort of drag, then well, it's not drag. Sorry. If you click on right click on the mouse, or it's actually no, it's actually drag to fly. Right click on the mouse left button, just normal click, and it will sort of fly forward. It's kind of clash with the turtle, I think. And if you right click, and then it's actually sort of flying backward, and you can at the same time you can sort of drag, and you can change the flying direction. All right, so fix the turtle to the screen here. If you It's not possible to zoom because when you fly, you have to fly closer to zoom in. And so that's fly. And for fly, it's quite easy to lose the horizontal, vertical, upright view. So sometimes this will be useful. So now you are upright here. Another one is called walk. For walk, if I click, hold the mouse button, I'm actually walking forward. If I right click, I'm actually walking backwards. Wait a minute. Walking backwards. Again, I can drag to walk. It feels like it's all the same as the fly, but the walk is actually, the fly doesn't have anything. Normally it won't clash with object. The walk will have some gravitational effect. Now it'll be good to do a test using this kind of elevation grid. So if I click to generate, I'll just sort of return to original view, fit screen. It's better to change to examine here, and just pan down a little bit and sort of zoom in to on top of the grid. At the time, if I say move to change to walk, and I right click and start to walk, and you can get a feeling that you're actually walking on this terrain. And if you right click, you're walking backward. You can feel a sense of up and down because you're moving along the surface of this elevation grid. So that's the effect of walk, and the upright view is also useful for the walk. All right, now just sort of clear screen, and then like to change the background to texture, sky and land. And in this case, we can sort of explain about the other two navigations, seeing from turtle's eyes and the following mode. So I'll probably start with the following mode here. Say before that, in this 3D space, I'll set the turtle as the rotation center here. Say if I in normal navigation mode, I can sort of turn the turtle, and I can sort of be an observer and look at the turtle is turning. But in case if you becomes the turtle, or you're following the turtle, now you're always following the turtle. You're right at the back of the turtle, and at the time if you sort of rotate, turn right, you can see that you're actually turning right, because when the turtle turns right, you are following the turtle. Now I designed these for a certain type of learning, so you can get a feel of what kind of mathematical movements that the turtle is experiencing. Now you can certainly just become the turtle, so seeing from the turtle's eye, actually turtle disappear, and you are just look at the where the turtle is. So if I turn on grid, I can't even see that, but if I sort of move up a little bit, now I can see that. So I can turn right. Feels like the same as the following mode, but the following mode is just a step behind the turtle, and this turtle eyes mode is exactly where the turtle is. So if you play 3D games, I think you're familiar with this first person view. So that's probably all for the 3D window here. Just at the end here, we can sort of take a picture. Let me see if I can open up anything that saved previously. Actually, I think there's something blue house. I'm not sure what is that. Well, somebody create this thing called the blue house. So that's, again, let's open. I'll probably open up another one which is an example. Maybe that's better. It's called VRM. So the world, if you do this open and save, it's actually a VRM file, which means that you can edit later. Say if I open up a table here, so yeah, that's a table created, and you can continue to edit, and you can see there are sort of find objects there for this table. And the publish is a different thing. The VRM is VRMath file, which means you can edit later, but the other file is not. This is called publish. When you publish, that is X3D file. And there are also two options there for you to do. Now, they're all X3D file. If you say turn this off, you don't want to include any viewpoint background and navigation information and so on. And if you sort of publish, you can save an X3D file that is good for later that you want to insert into this world, another world, for example. But if you want to publish that on the VRMath2 website and write a blog and so on to publish that, it suggests that you include current viewpoint because you like the people to see from this viewpoint. And if you prefer this sky and land background, you can also include that, and also include navigation info, specify what would you like them to have. That is probably commonly suggested that you can do this. Also, you can type in a few description and give your name and so on. Or if you are a registered user and logged in, here will be automatically your name. Alright, so that is the 3D window.